Good evening. Hi, I'm Wild Bill, and I'm going to talk about a topic from the past, and then I'm going to bring it forward and see if it applies, or at least if my view of it applies in today's much more complex present. Let's see what happens. I'm going to apologize in advance for the fact that I'm going to bring up old debunked concepts for this. I'm merely using them elusively to carry a point. I'm not trying to promote a system or the return of a system. Let's say it's 1975, let's say. And you've become very fortunate. You're into a really nice girl. You guys are going to move in together. You're going to settle down. Create a life together. That is what society expects of you. Well, you've got some rough edges. And she is, in her way, determined to smooth those off for you. That'll benefit everything. So, over time, and it's rather gradually, sometimes begrudging and sometimes angry and confrontational, you'll start to attend to your wardrobe a little better. You wear clean socks. You get haircuts at a barber. You won't just like buzz your own hair. You start using a body wash. Start using aftershave. Using dryer sheets. Pretty soon, you look and smell like a girl. And now that you are exactly what she had hoped you would become, the rough male with all the smooth edges smoothed off, you are just like one of her girlfriends. And that means, no offense to the girlfriends, you're boring. There seems to be some sort of cosmic plan in this, as if this was the whole point, which I can't yet apprehend. I mean, I think I'm smart there, Captain, but I don't think I'm that smart, not yet. But let's take that, admittedly old-fashioned and biased, a little skewed model, and let's drag that forward, kicking and screaming into the future, today's bright and beautiful world, and let's see if it still applies, or if it might apply. I'm a YouTube poster. I want my original content to get noticed. I want it to get seen. I want to be discovered by a major publisher, and I want to make $1 million selling my original songs or my novels. Right? Well, to do that, right, someone's going to have to want to watch my videos or listen to one of my rants. You poor folks. And in the meantime, I'm going to need to support myself. Well, how do you support yourself if you're just some guy sitting in front of your PC all day playing games or watching college lectures or making meaningful videos? Or just ranting and wasting time, which is, oh, watch the video before this for more on that. But you're going to want to make a little money at it. Enter the advertiser. YouTube has a wide variety of companies, services, and outright abusers. Not too many saints, but there may be a few, who would love to promote your content as a vessel for their message. All right, that's a sort of an agreement you can make, right? You can say, these guys are going to send me a check, and I'm going to let them talk about Porsche Audi, or, I don't know, or Alka-Seltzer. And for that, of course, like I said, they'll pay me money. Now, the new paradigm seems to be that you deliver the commercial. You know, I really love Squarespace. I really love Alka-Seltzer. I really love, you know, whoever I love. Brilliant.org. And I'm just mentioning a few examples. There are far more. There are automobile manufacturers, there are toaster manufacturers, there are vacation hideaway cruise ship lines. All of them are eager for advertisement. And you're going to want to make an agreement with one of these guys, one or more of these big advertisers, to support your content. That way, you don't have to charge your well-wishers through Patreon or one of the other payment services, microtransactional services. Instead, someone else is paying for your content, and your beloveds can watch it for free, so to speak, as long as they're willing to listen to the ad. As an old-fashioned person, I came from a world where that's what television was. It was broadcast to you free because the advertisers thought it was worth paying money to the stations to get their message out, on top of things like The Lone Ranger Show, Combat, I Love Lucy, That Girl, My Mother the Car. So nowadays, of course, you pay for cable. And when you pay for cable, you pay for advertisement. And then you can pay extra for advertisement-free channels on your advertisement-filled, advertisement-free cable. This is how the corporate mindset twists the meaning of things and acts against your best interests. But what can you do? They're knuckle draggers. The people at the top of corporations are knuckle draggers, every single one. They can't think of anything new. They can only exploit, exploit, exploit. They have no B plan, no second strategy. Or else the world would be full of saints. Natural selection would pick the saints out and elevate them above all the rest. But it hasn't. So anyway, you're going to make a deal with one of these advertisers. Good thing, right? You got a check coming in now. But you're going to discover that you've got some rough edges. And golly, that advertiser, just like your girlfriend, is going to want to smooth those rough edges off to make you more attractive to him. All right. They have what they call advertiser-friendly guidelines. So, if you want your content to be more attractive to advertisers so that you can get paid for sitting here in your apartment, pantsless, you know, pontificating. Wait. I'm not that kind of guy. I can, well, excuse me, I'll get back to you on that. So anyway, you're going to want to change how you present data and what data you present. You're going to dance around certain important issues. You're going to not talk about certain things. You are going to concentrate on other things. You are going to follow your advertisers' guidelines, or you'll lose your advertisers. Well, that's all well and perfect from the advertiser's point of view, because you merely exist to promote his message. You have no other, he's not going to watch your videos. Holy golly. That would require effort on his part, and he's a knuckle dragger. So, you're going to have to change who you are. You're going to have to round off all those edges to become more attractive to the advertisers. And you're going to end up smelling and looking just like a girl. And when you do, your new girlfriends are going to get bored with you. I don't have an answer for this. I don't think there is one. You would need to find a real, honest-to-goodness venture capitalist. That type no longer exists in our world. We talk about capitalism, but no, there's a very highly regimented socialism in place at the corporate level. People have shares of markets because they paid candidates to give them shares of the market, and that's why they have them, and they're not giving them up for anything. That's how our system works. It isn't about chance and trying something new and, you know, raising the highest and the brightest up on high. It isn't about that at all. It's about maintaining a system of entrenched entitlement. Those people are going to turn you into a clone of every other person that isn't interesting to watch, isn't interesting to listen to, isn't worth the time and effort. And so they can control how much money they give you. They can say, well, you're not really making that much. Oh, look, your viewers dropped by 25%. I don't know what you're going to do. But we'd really like you not to talk about Bosnia this week. Understand, we're the ones supporting you. We can always withdraw the checks. We can always, do the early exit clause in the contract we made you sign. We brought a doctor with us, so if you'll just bend over, we'll take that kidney right now. But if you found a real venture capitalist, you might find a person that's willing to back something new, something original, something worth backing, instead of just trying to force you into becoming the same old that nobody's going to watch. Just between you and me, if people don't want to watch my content, I'm going to keep making it. This validates me. I really enjoy doing this, especially when I feel I have a point to make. I won't live forever, and afterward, for a couple of years, maybe somebody by accident might stumble upon one of these and think, heck, that old guy had something going for him. That's not much to hope for. But I don't think that my way to go is going to be to hope to catch corporate interest. The corporation is all about maintaining. It isn't about new and innovation. It isn't. It can't be. It's entrenched. It has too much money at stake. It cannot venture capitalist. It is the antithesis of the capitalist system. Things have to remain the same day after day. Sales have to be kept up because you have overhead. All these things have to be done, have to be. As a matter of fact, they end up being the only things done because they become all pervasive. So, I advise all of you to look for that loophole that I can't find that will allow you to attract the right kind of backer. A backer who says, you know what, I'm willing to take a chance on you because I personally enjoy your content. Hear how that's different from the corporate mentality, saying if you'll just change your content a little bit, you will suit our guidelines better. Big difference. Big difference. So, I don't know that there are a lot of people out there in that enlightened state. As I said before, I don't think that there are too many enlightened corporate owners. I think there are knuckle draggers, there are entrenched nobility, entrenched entitlement. But I don't think that there are any Da Vinci's or, say something even better, Bacon's or Burton's or, Rabelais. There's not a single Rabelais among you. And he was probably the brightest mind that the human race ever produced. Because entrenched entitlement, and that is the essence of the corporate existence, is the entrenched entitlement of the boards of directors, the major stockholders, is all about preserving privilege, 100% about preserving privilege, 100% about preserving privilege, and 0 about innovation and changing the system to see what happens, throwing a rock to see what the ripples look like. For that, you need a venture capitalist. They no longer exist in our system because entrenched entitlement has made sure that they will not rise up to challenge them. Why would they let that happen? They can't. They have descendants. They have paychecks got to go out. They got all this stuff has to be done. Don't you get in my way. So, if you want to get your art out there because you wanna. Don't get your art out there because you think you're going to make a lot of money, unless you're willing to, pardon me for using this term, prostitute your talent, to adjust it to the guidelines of people who aren't artists, people who do not understand what you're trying to do, people that merely looked at a statistical readout and said, okay, this guy, he's got 21.7 thousand views, so we'll send him a request. They're not saying, oh my gosh, it's Boogie. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to support him. They don't do that. The corporate mindset isn't like that. The corporate mindset is all about, the numbers. The numbers, the bottom line. The guaranteeing the numbers and the bottom line. And if you can rise above those numbers and bottom line, if you can do creative accounting and hide the money that you're embezzling, then you are the lord of the corporate mentality. At least the highest of corporate underlings, right? Because the real power, of course, in any corporation is the corporate board of directors, the ownership, and that's usually represented by members of the same 50 families. All that conspiracy theorist bullshit is true. So you can research it for yourself. You'll find over and over again, no matter what company is trying to support you on YouTube, one of those families is on the board of directors and is probably in charge of the big share. And those people aren't there to experiment. Those people are there to keep things in place the way they are because they're the ones profiting from it. Hey, I haven't just gone off topic. I've gone into a serious commentary on today's society. You may disagree. You may even be right. But I think these things should be talked about. I think people should look at these things rationally and reasonably. And I think that some of you wild thinkers out there should apply your minds to these things too. And throw them out there, even if other people just shut you down. Because it gets them thinking about it. And that's what it takes to change things for the better, is to have people think about it, to have it on the tip of their tongues. Okay, bye.